I know it sounds hyperbolic, but it's true. It was a life-saving experience. It really did completely shift my perspective on everything. And it's not a magic pill. It didn't fix anything. If anything, it shined a spotlight on all of the shit that I needed to now correct. But it forced me to really just have that moment of clarity with myself, but just kind of succumb and surrender, and don't force something, because that's truly what drove me nuts for my entire adult life, was just forcing and pushing my plan until it backfired horribly, and I pushed everybody away from me, and like I said, lost everything, threatened to kill people, got restraining order against me,
What?
like all sorts of crazy shit that in retrospect it's like so far from who I am at the core. But like I said, I was on the verge of just snapping and giving up. So that argument happened on a Sunday night, and I knew that it wasn't just gonna end. He was the type of hothead guy like I was, where we were probably gonna end up confronting each other that night, type shit. And he was a young dad. He was recently married. Like, all these thoughts went through my head where it's like, oh shit, this is not gonna be good. And I decided that night that next morning I'm gonna wake up and drive to California. Now, I had lived in the Cape, so literally the entire opposite end of the country, and I just said, fuck it. I got in my car with a backpack and a couple of books, and I drove 26 hours. Actually, I'm wearing a t-shirt now, for Kansas City. That was my first stop. And I spent basically over a year on the road, just traveling and kind of going through my spiritual journey, all the while doing shrooms and DMT and kind of exploring it all.
Like, how did it become this mechanism that created and spawned this transformation?
I think what it did was it forced me to take ownership of what was going on in my life, where for so many years, and I think a lot of people do this, is they're looking for external issues, or external, everything's come from without. And if I only had a new job, a new woman, and more money, new clout, whatever, it would be fixed. Or that person's an asshole, or that guy did me wrong, or that woman screwed me over, or and it psychedelics really forced me to take ownership, and look at kind of my end of that responsibility. But I really, and this is kind of what I'm trying to probably explore now for the rest of my life, is how many different modalities or ways can you make your human body more sensitive to take in vibratory information? I was projecting all of my angst, all of my insecurities, all of my jealousies, all of my everything nasty and dark on me, was me verbally diarrheaing it on people and being like, blah. But I can be louder, more offensive, and in your face, and I'll outrun you with my stamina, so that way you break. And I did that and ruined 3 long-term relationships and cost 2 great jobs. And that's the beauty of it too, is I don't do fucking anything I don't want to do with anybody I don't want to do, and never will again in my life. If it's not true to me, I'm out. If it is true to me, I'm going to give you 100%. And that you said, so how do you keep doing that? Because it feels good.